Hello? Hello, internet. Welcome to Puppet Pat. I'm doing a different kind of video right now, a different kind of intro at least. I am introducing my Bloons Tower Defense 6 playthrough, but I also want to talk about a new thing that I'm starting with this series, and that is a story time. I want to be telling stories while making these videos for this game specifically, because Bloons Tower Defense is very difficult to talk through because not a lot is happening. So I'm going to make a story time. I'm going to be telling you stories about my life. Now, in the Bloons Tower Defense series, I'm going to be talking about my girlfriend. She's amazing. She's my best friend. We've known each other, well, I've known her for 12 years, and you'll learn more about my wording of that in this video, which I'm really excited about. I'm excited to be vulnerable, open, tell you guys about who I am, and who I who I am, who I will be. And I'm excited to do this kind of an intro and like play around with lighting and where I'm going to put the camera, play around with audio, because I know that the closer I am, the louder the audio is going to be. So I'm excited to play around with that. And so this is new, this is exciting, this is really fun for me. So I'm going to end this segment, jump into Bloons Tower Defense, and start my story, my first story about my girlfriend, which will take place 12 years ago. So let's get into it. Hey! This is exciting. I'm gonna get to talk about my girlfriend and tell you guys like how we met, how I met her, how she met me, and all that cool like fun details. So the story takes place actually like not about her. It takes place with other people and events leading up to that. Okay, I thought I heard something. But okay, it takes place with different people and events leading up to that. So I gotta figure out where to start this story. I'm gonna start it in Utah. Okay, so my family and I lived in Utah when I was 9. I think we moved there when I was 8, okay? So we're living in Utah. I'm 8 years old. For reference, I am 22 at the moment, okay? So I'm 8 years old living in Utah. We live in Utah for about 2 years. When I'm 10, we moved to Washington. We moved to Washington, the state Washington, not DC. We moved here to be closer to my stepdad's family. My stepdad had all of his siblings and his cousins, aunts, uncles, all of his family lived in the state of Washington. So we all moved to Washington. And we move in the summer of 2013. I'm 10. And we moved in like June or something. And so I'm not starting school for a couple months. I keep pausing because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to take this story next. I don't start school for a couple months. I remember going to school sometime in late summer to like see my teacher in my classes because I was entering 5th grade. Now, the school year started at the beginning of September. Toward the end of September, we were going to go on this big field trip. It was talked about since the first day of school. We're going on a 3-day field trip. It was the craziest thing I ever did hear about. I never heard of a field trip lasting more than a day. And this one was going to last 3 days. We were going to go camping at a place called Camp Seymour. Okay? So, in between the beginning of September and the end of September, I met a guy named Devin. Devin became my closest friend at the time. And I met Devin one day while I was playing in the playground. Now, I have always had a very overactive imagination. I still do. And I love my imagination. It's one of my favorite things about myself. And in 5th grade on the playground, I imagined that a wizard was giving me different challenges and quests to complete in the playground. And if I could complete all of them fast enough, I would be entered into his wizardry and I would become a wizard myself. So, I had one of the challenges that this imaginary wizard gave me was to stand by the swings. And I had to run across the playground to the jungle gym and I had to leap inside of the jungle gym. And I had to do it in like 5 seconds or something. Like I had a time limit that I gave myself. And so I'm practicing this over and over. I keep succeeding in leaping into the jungle gym, but I keep failing and doing it within the time limit. So I'm doing it over and over and over. And at one point, I jumped into the jungle gym. And as I stood up, I got hit in the head. And I immediately could tell that it was a dodgeball that had hit me. And I'm looking around like, whose dodgeball is this? And some blonde kid came up to me. And I'm inside the jungle gym. He's on the outside. And I like reached my hand through the jungle gym to give him the dodgeball. And I said, "Is this your dodgeball?" But he did not answer me. So it kind of annoyed me that he didn't answer me. So I was like, is this your dodgeball? But he said no words. I was like, okay. And I just gave it to him. And then from that point forward, I don't remember what happened exactly next, but I remember that we became friends. And I learned very quickly that he didn't talk to a soul. He talked to nobody. He was very, very shy, and when he didn't answer me about the dodgeball, it was not personal at all. He didn't like talking to people because he didn't know me. But over the next couple days, we became friends, and I said hi to him on the playground and stuff like that. He wasn't in my class, he was in one of the other 5th grade classes, and all of 5th grade had recess at the same time. So, one of the days, like maybe a week later, we're in the playground, but we go to the far end of the playground, like past the playground equipment onto the field, and we're going to as far as we can onto the field, and we get to like the baseball part of the field, and we're at the baseball field, and we go to the very end of the baseball field, as far away from the playground as we can get, while not drawing any attention to ourselves, and we get to the far end of the field, the far end of the baseball field, and that's the only place he'll talk to me. I can only hear his voice over there, because he doesn't want anybody else to hear his voice. He trusts me and me alone. And so we talk about just like random stuff every day. And I figured out that he lives on my street. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it, but he lives on my street. And one day, I'm walking, or no, I'm not walking home from school. I get a ride home from school, and I'm out on my street riding my bike up and down my street. This guy, I don't know if I should say his name or not. I don't know if it's important. But anyway, his little sister, she comes outside and she's like, hey, my brother wants you to come inside and like hang out. Huh? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Sure, I'll go inside. I didn't know I was invited in. Sure. Well, that sounds like a great idea. So I happily went inside bro's house. And he's there, and he has 3 other siblings and his 2 parents. And we started hanging out. I don't remember what we did that particular day, but we started hanging out, okay? All of this takes place before the end of September. All of this takes place within like 2 weeks, okay? And so come time for the field trip, we have to like be in groups and have a buddy and like the buddy system, because this is a 3-day field trip. We're going camping. It's not like tents and like a campfire. It's like log cabins. There's cabins. It's like how you would picture a stereotypical like summer camp. There's like log cabins. There's camp activities. There's the camp counselors, stuff like that. Okay, and so Devin and I decided to stick together the whole time for whatever we were gonna do. Okay, and we were there 3 full days. And the first day it was all about like different activities, like, oh, we're gonna do this section and this section, and you can dissect frogs here, and there's archery here, and it was all like in a line. Like everybody had to do this, then that, then that. But then, like halfway through the day, we got permission and freedom for all of us to just go do whatever we wanted. Roam the campgrounds. You can go canoeing if you wanted. You can do archery by yourself. You could do this. You could do that. Just go to each section. There'll be camp counselors in each section, as long as you're with a buddy. So Devin and I were like, all right. Oh, I don't know if I confirmed his name yet. Bro's name was Devin, okay? So Devin and I, we're like walking around, and we don't really know what to do. We haven't done an activity yet. We're just kind of walking around aimlessly, not really sure which activity to go to. We don't know what we want to do. And at one point, and I remember this so vividly, me and Devin, we are in the middle of the woods, and it's not a thick woods at all. It's very like not thick. But it's woods nonetheless. There's trees. And there's a lot of little trees. And 3 profound trees. Just like in kind of like incomplete triangle. There's one on the left. From my perspective, there's one on the left. One like kind of in front, kind of like as the leader. And one on the right. And Devin and I are kind of in between these 3 trees. We're kind of in the middle of the 3 trees, okay? And Devin and I are facing each other. He's facing me, I'm facing him. Behind Devin walks a girl. Devin can't see her because she's behind him. I see her. I see her come into my vision, into my view from the left. Immediately she caught my attention. Immediately she caught my eyes. So I see her, and my eyes follow her from the left as she walks over to the right past me and Devin. my eyes followed her that entire, like, few seconds, okay? She was the most beautiful girl I had ever seen. By far in my entire life, no comparison. Jake caught me so off guard. I was in the 5th grade, I was 10. It was the craziest thing that I'd ever witnessed. I told Devin, let's go do whatever she's doing. Let's go follow her. Let's go do whatever the heck she's doing. Whatever activity she does, we're gonna do that one. And so Devin, not really like having any good reason to disagree and not really knowing what to do himself, he agreed. He was like, yeah, sure, let's go do what she's doing. So we followed her to archery. She was on her way to archery. And we get to archery, and I don't know if this part is a false memory or not, or if this really happened. But I swear, this girl picked up the bow and arrow and shot a perfect bullseye. I don't know if I'm making that up because I had a crush on her, or if that really happened. But she shot a perfect bullseye. And I picked up a bow and arrow. I pulled back. I pulled back the arrow, however you word that, and I let go of it. The arrow went about 2 inches in front of my feet. I was like, all right then, whoopsies. And I tried again, failed, didn't work. And so I kind of gave up, and I don't remember anything that happened the rest of the day. Okay, spoiler alert, that is my girlfriend. I still have the biggest crush on her. I still think about that moment a lot. She's amazing. But anyway, I don't remember the rest of the camping trip. That's not true. I remember one other instance in the camping trip. But it has nothing to do with my girlfriend, so never mind. Oh, I lied. There's a couple more things I remember from the camping trip about her. So this girl from the camping trip, she, we all got to dissect frogs at one point. And I'm not dissecting a frog, what? The camp counselor was like, alright guys, grab your little scalpel and cut into the frog. No. I'm okay. I'm gonna pass on that one. Everybody in that entire room grabbed their little knife and just started slicing open this frog. Now, I don't care about the frog's life. The frog was already dead. I don't want to be touching the frog's guts and such. No. I'm okay. I'm going to keep my hands clean. And, everybody in the room just went for it. I was shooketh. Everybody starts just cutting open a frog. Except for one other person. That same girl. She was the only other person that, like, looked disgusted. That I was so grateful. I was like, yeah, this girl, she knows what's up. Another instance from camp is, Devin and I were going canoeing at one point, and 2 other girls, the same girl, and her best friend, but I didn't know it at the time, they were riding a canoe, and Devin and I were riding a canoe. Everybody else had gone back to shore. The camp counselor was like, alright guys, come back to the shore. Everybody came back to shore. Devin and I were struggling. We're not a canoe. We are 2 10-year-olds in a canoe. We don't know what to do. Grab the paddle, take it this way, take it that way. I don't know. So we're like struggling. Finally, we make it back to the shore. We get almost to shore, and we notice that these 2 girls off in the distance are struggling as well. They're off in the distance. They're floating away. They're going bye-bye. I don't care until I notice which girl it is. Then I'm like, all right, let's go help them. So I take Devin and I, and we go away from the shore now, swimming towards them. Camp counselor, buddy, is confuzzled. He's like, well, you guys are going the wrong way. Where are you going? We're like, no, we're going to help these 2 girls. So we go over the canoe to them, and that's when we both realized, how are we going to help them? What are we going to do? What could we do? So the 4 of us are just like in our own canoes, like, kind of just stuck. Like, what do we do? The camp counselor had to take like a speedboat type of stuff over to us. He grabbed both of our canoes with like leashes, for lack of a better word, and hauled us over there. Okay, I paused it because someone was coming like past my room. But yeah. So the camp counselor, he dragged us over to the shore, and that was that. I don't remember anything else that happened that day. Okay. Now, a couple more times throughout 5th grade, because keep in mind, that was in September. That was the beginning of the 5th grade. A couple more times throughout 5th grade, I saw that girl in school in passing here and there, but nothing that I can remember now, at the very least. Fast forward to the 6th grade, and in 6th grade, I once again, I will never forget this. In 6th grade, we got lockers. It was the first time I ever had a locker. I figured it out pretty quickly. I'm on the bottom locker, okay? And this one day, I don't remember if it was towards the beginning of the year or the end of the year. Based on context with other memories, I'm going to say that it was towards the beginning of the year. Towards the beginning of the year, I'm in the bottom locker. I'm opening my locker. It's like 7 in the morning. There's like 100 kids in the hall near me opening their lockers, okay? I hear the voice of a freaking angel. The sweetest voice ever. The most calming, cutest, most adorable, sweetest voice ever out of nowhere. This voice, I hear the voice past me. This is the voice of a person walking past me who doesn't stop walking but is saying something as she's walking. She says, "Oh, hi, Jordan, good morning." Though that was all I heard. I can't explain to you properly how beautiful this voice sounded. It melted me. Right in the moment, I was melted. I didn't know who the voice belonged to. And I didn't, like, in the moment, I was so caught up with the voice that I didn't even have a guess. I looked up. This girl. It was the same girl from camp. It was the same girl that wouldn't dissect a frog. It was the same girl that I saw past Devin who went to go do archery, who got a perfect bullseye, who got stuck canoeing. It was the same girl. She not only was in my middle school, she knew my name. I looked up at her, and she looked back over her shoulder and smiled at me. The cutest, most innocent and sweet smile I have ever been smiled at before. I didn't respond. I didn't know how. She kept walking, and that was that. Holy cow. It was just crazy. It was insane. Okay. Devin was also in that middle school, and me and him continued to hang out throughout all of 6th grade. And, one of the days after that, because that was towards the beginning of the school year, one of the days after that, we go to lunch, and I see the same girl, and she's with that same other girl that was in the canoe with her. And I tell Devin that we should sit next to them, and, like, we should just have lunch with these two. Devin protests. He's like, "No, thank you, I don't want to, let's not do that." Why? This is a perfect opportunity. We can have lunch with them, say hello, how's it going? This is a perfect opportunity. What are you talking about? He was like, "I'm good, I don't want to, let's stick anywhere else." Okay, fine. So we sit somewhere else, and me and Devin, we have a good lunch. We're talking about something that I don't remember. And it was a good lunch, it was fun. But like, we should have sat next to them, you know? And, come to find out, one of the days that I went over to Devin's house, one of the girls that was there was that girl. The friend. The one, not the girl that I have a crush on, the other one, the friend girl. Come to find out, the girl that I had a crush on was best friends with Devin's sister. What are the odds? That's Jesus right there setting up a beautiful story. What are the odds of that? And that's why Devin didn't want to sit with them at lunch, because it was his sister. He was like, "Let's sit with someone who's not my sister." I didn't know that was his sister. His sister is the best friend of the girl that I have a crush on. Crazy work. It was his crazy work. And, so, throughout the school year, I decided, as soon as I discovered that fact, I decided to become good friends with the sister. With Devin's sister, I want to be friends with her, because she has a direct connection to the girl that I have a crush on. Looking back, it's probably wrong to become friends with someone so that they can get you closer to the girl you have a crush on, but I didn't care, and if I could go back in time, I would do it again the same way. I became friends with Devin's sister. Devin's sister and I, we became good friends. I hung out with Devin's sister more than I hung out with Devin. Like, at first I was becoming friends with Devin's sister just to, like, get closer to the girl I had a crush on. But after a while, I, like, actually became friends with her. And she was cool. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my watch real quick. Let me pause this. Hang on one sec. Okay, she was cool. She was, like, I don't know how to describe her. She was cool. She was cool. I liked her. She was chill. She was the type of person that would like Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. She was cool. She liked Roblox. But I learned a lot of information about the girl I had a crush on from Devin's sister. For example, her favorite singer, the girl I had a crush on, her favorite singer was Taylor Swift. Cool. Love Taylor Swift now. I don't know what Taylor Swift is, but I'm gonna listen to Taylor Swift. I started listening to Taylor Swift, and like it was good music. It was okay, but like she wasn't my favorite. But I was only listening to her because of the girl I had a crush on, and so I started listening to Taylor Swift all the time, all of it. And then I wanted to know what her favorite movies were. And Devin's sister explained she really likes DC and Marvel. She likes DC, but she likes Marvel a lot more. All of a sudden, I'm a Marvel fan. I don't know what happened. So I'm watching Marvel movies. I'm like figuring out who Iron Man is, Tony Stark, figuring out Peter Parker, Spider-Man. I'm figuring out all of it. All of a sudden, I'm a Marvel fan. And that was all of 6th grade. And one day, during lunch, every day during lunch, the lunch ladies wanted 2 helpers to like help throw away stuff and cleaning up the messes. And you could only have like 2 helpers. There was only 2 helpers every day. And one of the days, this girl got chosen. Now keep in mind, this girl, the one that I had a crush on, she volunteered every single day. She just likes helping people. She's like cool like that. Like that's something that definitely attracted me to her. She was so kind and helpful and wanted to help people all the time. And she volunteered every day, but didn't ever get called on. And one day she got called on. And as soon as she got called on, yeah, they needed to choose the next volunteer. I raised my hand. My hand was up in the air. The lunch lady called on somebody else. I wasn't taking no for an answer. My hand's in the air. I don't care if you call someone else. I went up to the person that she called. And I was like, hey, can I have your shift today? And the person was like, yeah, sure. So I got to... I wasn't taking no for an answer. But I got to clean up the lunch with the girl that I had a crush on. It was just us 2 against the world. We were cleaning up the trash. It was great. We were like working together. We were being kind. We were helping people. It was fantastic. And Devin's sister invited me to join her friend group. Devin's sister had a friend group consisting of her, the girl I had a crush on, and 2 boys, who were like friends of Devin's sister and the girl I had a crush on. So now there's 5 of us because I'm part of this now, and all of a sudden I'm in. I'm texting the group chat all the time, texting about whatever, just to talk to the girl I had a crush on. Like, yeah, sure, the other people were there too, but I want to talk to the girl I had a crush on, you know? And, then I figured out that every day during PE, they all hang out. Because PE was very, kind of do whatever you want as long as you're exercising. And so the 4 of them hung out all the time. And now I was included in that. And so the 5 of us played Frisbee every day. We walked the track every day. And the whole time was just right there, next to the girl I had a crush on. It was crazy. Throughout that year, my friendship with Devin, just kind of faded out. And I was just friends with his sister. Which is sad, but... I wasn't complaining. I was okay with that. No offense to Devin. And, it was magnificent. And when we weren't at school, I was hanging out with Devin. And I was hanging out with his sister at their house and just chilling with them. They would come over to my house. And it was great. And one day, Devin's sister got the information out of me that I had a crush on her best friend. I told her. Not my crush. I told Devin's sister. Who then told my crush? What are we doing? What's going on, guys? Why are you telling her? What's happening? And the worst thing about it is that I wasn't told. I was not informed. Devin's sister told her best friend, oh, this boy has a crush on me. But didn't tell me what I thought we were friends. I hang out with Devin and his sister every day after school. I thought we were close. I thought we were cool. What are you doing with your life? What are you doing? Hi, come tell you, Manu. I had to find out walking the track during PE. Keep in mind, I'm walking the track with Devin's sister, the 2 other boys, my crush, and me. The 5 of us walk on the track. That, just with everybody, with the entire friend group, that's when Devin's sister decides to drop the bomb. Oh, by the way, I told her that you have a crush on her. What are we doing? What are we doing with our life? What's happening? What are you talking about? What? Huh? Buddy picked the worst time. The worst of the time. Devin's sister decided to say that out loud in front of the entire friend group, first of all, with the other 2 boys standing there. With her standing there in the middle of the school day. It's not like I can just leave. It's not like I can just fade into the background at this moment. This could have been a text. This could have been an email. What are we doing? What's happening? Oh my gosh. This girl, the one that I had a crush on, she, in response to hearing that being said out loud, turned around because I was slightly behind her. I was not paying attention. She turned around, looked at me behind her shoulder, and smiled. Looking back, that's so sweet, but in the moment, I was confused. I was confuzzled. I didn't know what that meant. Thankfully, in that moment, my shoe kind of came a little bit undone, so I was like, oh, I gotta tie my shoe. And I quickly tied my shoe. But I took my sweet time doing it, and they thankfully continued walking. And I kind of walked behind them and, like, away from them the rest of the class, because I didn't know what to do. And apparently that was the day that all the school was supposed to gather in the field during the last period and watch the hot air balloon. And the entire friend group wanted me to sit with them, but I was like, nope, this is a terrible day to be sitting next to everybody. And I was furious at Devin's sister. What are we doing? What's going on? And I also didn't want to sit next to my crush after this like bombshell of the news. And so like I didn't know what to do. And so I kind of just didn't. I stayed elsewhere, stayed away from the field, and at the end of the day, I kind of got over it, and I was okay. And Devin's sister came up to me, like, as I was leaving the building, and she was like, hey, are you still steamed? No, I'm not. It's okay. I kind of got over it. And she was like, oh, okay, nice. Good, 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 good. And that was the end of the 6th grade. That was one of the last days of school, if not the last day of school, and I immediately left for Delaware on a 5-day family road trip. And we stayed in Delaware for like 3 weeks. It was like the entire thing we did for June. That was the end of 6th grade. Okay? Alright. And I think that's a good time to end this video. So I'm going to end this segment and go back over to the real life me. Okay, hi. So that was the first video I did telling a story. That was so much fun. Like Devin's sister. What are we doing? Why are we telling this bombshell of news? Just right there in front of everybody. God, I was so like upset, confused. I don't know what to do. Like, holy shoot. But that got solved. Everything was okay. In the next video, which probably won't be tonight, I'm gonna explain the next part, because that was the end of 6th grade. So next I'm gonna go into like the summer in between 6th and 7th grade, and then move into 7th grade and tell you guys all about that. But yeah, that was fun. I really hope you guys liked it. Tell me if you guys enjoyed this video or not, because if you did, I'll make more like it. But if you didn't, then I will go back to how I did it. I'm good either way. I just want to grow up with that. So tell me what you guys thought. That'd be very appreciated. And until next time, I might not come back tomorrow though, or the next day, but I always come back. Thanks for watching.